All right, guys, we're back. This is Back to Business. Today, Wade, James, and I are all going to be talking about selling and marketing. That's a huge part of any business. If you're not selling, if you're not marketing, you're not in business. That's my opinion. So I'll kick us off and I'll just kind of introduce the team if you haven't learned who we are yet. My name is Morel McCray, and I am with Ramtech PC Solutions. We focus on small businesses, medium-sized businesses, and providing them with IT solutions that fit their business model. We are so fine-tuning that process for every industry right now that anybody that has an IT need or regulation that needs to be met or anything that they can think of IT related, we're trying to hand focus and feed and fine tune those pieces to make it work for their industry. So that's what we've kind of been focusing on. James Chapman Insurance Group. These guys insure everything.
Yeah.
Wade Carpenter, he is over at Carpenter Company CPAs, and they are not your average bean counters. So these guys kind of like made up my mastermind group, and I say it's my mastermind group. It's probably your mastermind group and your mastermind group as well. But these guys are the ones I surround myself with to hold me accountable. James, if you want to take it and introduce who you are and what you do, Wade, you do the same, and then we'll kind of kickstart into the conversation today about marketing and sales.
Yeah, thanks, Morel. So James Chapman, Chapman Insurance Group, we are a full service agency, personal lines, life insurance needs, commercial insurance needs. Look, our number one, everybody's got their core values, right? Our number one core value is advise, not sell. Now, don't get me on a tangent talking about the way sales are viewed and what real sales are, but look, to the layman out there, advise, not sell. Our goal is to provide you great advice. If we got something better, we'll tell you. If we don't have something better, we're going to give you advice on what you should do with your current policy. If that is, also leave it alone. You want somebody who's honest, candid, gives the best advice you can. The team over here at Chapman Insurance Group love to help. We've got you covered. It means a lot more than just writing your insurance. So thanks, Morel.
Wait,
let me jump in. All right. Wade Carpenter Company CPAs. I started my firm right around 20 years ago now. And, after working a career in public accounting, it's like, a lot of accountants just spit numbers back at people. And, I started my firm with hoping to make a difference in people's lives. I mean, we work with a lot of businesses, and a lot of businesses have questions, not just about accounting and taxes. And so my goal when I started my firm, and that's what way I've always tried to, is we help businesses become better businesses. Plain and simple. Just like James, and Morel, we're, trying to advise, not just sell, and not just, get your tax returns, spit numbers back to you, and move on to the next. So.
And I think we all can appreciate that. I personally, with my company, we use Carpenter Company CPAs and speak very highly of Wade and his team. They do a lot of good work for us, even advising us on things we should and should not do with our money and finances and that kind of thing. So if you're looking for a CPA team, definitely look up Carpenter Company. And I use James Chapman for life insurance. He insures my life and my wife's life. So if something were to happen, my kids are taken care of. And that was my goal. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys being in my life to that regard. All right, so let's jump in. Enough of that. Today, we're talking about sales and marketing. This is my sweet spot, guys. I'll be honest. Like this is what jazzes me and wakes me up in the morning, right? So there's a few different pieces to sales and marketing. I always think about marketing as like, I remember my marketing courses and they tell you, you got to look out for the 4 P's of marketing: product, price, plan, promotion, in that order. You got to have a product, got to have a price on it, got to put a plan together, and then put it into promotion. You got to get it out there so people know what you have to offer. So we said the 4 P's of marketing. We try to approach that with every product and service that we have here at Ramtech. And we want to make sure that we vet each piece of it, right? So we test the software. We look at how it can benefit the customer. We look at whose industry needs this software. right? Same thing with hardware. Hardware is easy because that stuff pretty much doesn't change. It just gets faster. That's really about it. So we just kind of look at how we can marry the hardware and software and make it work for the end customer. That's our goal. So we start thinking about marketing as a business, not in the, IT stuff. That's everybody can do marketing. It's not just us. It's not just the IT folks. It's not just the insurance guys. It's not just the CPAs. Everybody needs to be marketing. If you're not marketing, you're not selling. If you're not selling, you're not going to be in business. That's just my simple nugget. One thing that I want to stress that I see a lot of guys do, and it's in my industry, it's in everybody else's industry, is when you're sitting down with a customer and you're listening to them talk about why they need you, just shut up and let them talk. It's so simple. People ask me a lot, Morel, how do you sell these accounts? How do you win these accounts? I listen to the customer. The customer will tell you what they want. It's so easy. All you got to do is listen. That's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth.
Yeah.
One quote that sticks out from Jeffrey Gitterman to me is that he says, after you ask a closing question, shut up. The next person who speaks loses. Like, I have that one marked. Like, that one is on my desk daily. I see it. Because I know the minute that customer gets all of the frustration out on my previous IT company did this, my previous IT company did that, we can't seem to do this, they can't seem to figure this out. What do you guys have to offer? I usually wait for that question. What do you guys offer? And then I don't give them a 10-minute verbal vomit spiel. I just tell them, look, all of the things that you look for, all of the things that you're expecting, that's what my team has been providing for the past 20 years. Are you ready to come join us?
Yeah,
it's that simple. It's that simple. Anybody can sell. Customer sells himself. That's all I got for now. I'll jump in with you guys.
Hey, question to that, Morel. So, somebody might look at what you just said as that quote, first person loses, as negative.
That's true.
Can you explain why that's not a negative?
It's not negative because, right, so look, if you're at the table and you're talking to the customer and you got a good feedback conversation, and you ask them, so what are you waiting for today? Like what good closing questions, right? So you want to ask a good closing question that doesn't give them an opportunity to say no, or I'll think about it, or let me sleep on it. You want to really have that closing question just kind of ironed out. For me, it's like, well, when can I welcome you onto our team? When can I welcome you into the family of support that we provide? What are the next steps to decision making? So it's not a negative. You definitely want to fine tune that closing question, because that's it. Once you hit that closing question, you got to just stop talking.
Yeah.
And I've seen guys kill it because they keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been that guy many times.
So you got to know when to shut up and just let them talk.
Yeah, for sure.
And you might get that response. You might get, well, I got to go to the board and talk to this about that. Okay, great. Tell me, when should I follow up with you? If you want me to follow up next Tuesday, next Thursday, which I find Tuesday and Thursday is the best days to follow up. That's just me. Let me know. I'll follow up. When's your board meeting? When's your next board meeting? Oh, it's on the 30th? I'll follow up with you on the Tuesday after that 30th.
And I think also, Ben, it just, life is so busy. I mean, things just keep going faster and faster and faster, right? You know, there's more emails, there's more text messages.
Right. What makes you stand out, James? That's the thing. You have to stand out.
Well, and I think that's what I like about a professional. My life is very busy. I want somebody who walks me through, asks me a question, then gives me an opportunity to answer. And then after I answer, the professional continues to lead me. Okay, they tell me the next step. Okay, when should I follow up? Not me having to sit there and backwards plan and go, okay, so when should I call? That kind of stuff. Like, you're the professional. Take the lead.
Right.
I have the money. You're trying to close me on a deal.
Right.
Which that's the way everything even the smallest transaction, you go in a store and you buy the pack of gum, whatever. I mean, it's all sales. Walk me through the process, make it simple for them. So the easier you can do that and polish that up, I mean, people take paths of least resistance.
They do. And
not somebody who throws
easily
BS in their ear and tries to just give them something that's not really true. Right.
Yeah, definitely don't lie to your prospects or customers. I find being openly transparent one of the best moves ever in this industry, in really anything I've done. So I'm with you, James. Definitely, it was, I think Grant Cardone says always be closing.
Yeah.
ABC.
Yeah. Oh, that's a little Alec Baldwin from Glenn Ross. That's
there you go.
Right there.
There you go. Got them ABCs. Always be closing.
Which should transfer into, instead of always be closing, always be helping. Same thing.
Right.
You know?
Right.
If you have some mental block that you think sales are bad.
Right.
Yeah.
I will tell you somebody that is in our presence right now, James, that has the perfect close. If you hadn't sat down with Wade and talked about your business being taken care of by a CPA firm that knows their stuff in and out, Wade comes prepared.
Well, you both you and James are stealing the thunder that I was going to talk about now. So. I don't know about that, but anyway.
No, Wade. I've witnessed your close. It's perfect.
It's very good. It follows the story, right? He walks you through it. He guides you.
Yep.
He's the guide, right? You're the hero. What is that, Donald Miller?
Again, you're stealing my thunder. What am I supposed to talk about now?
Well, you got to start talking then, or I'm going to take it all.
Right?
Is it my turn, or
it's your turn? Please. Jump in.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to talk about. I'm not as smooth marketing salesperson like Morrell and James are. I was never really given sales training. I mean, I've read sales books and those kind of things, but the one thing that, a lot of people in my industry as a CPA, they say, sit down with somebody and don't give them the answer. Give them just enough so that they, so that they pay you. My approach to it, I mean, when I first started in business, I was horrible at it. But when I sat down with people, I wasn't worried so much about let me be you for this hour. I was like, I want to advise you. That's the first thing I want to do. And I don't mind giving away some advice because you are hiring a trusted advisor. Hopefully a CPA is somebody that you're going to stick with for a while. And part of what I was going to talk about too is with, coronavirus and all that stuff. And I know that's off. We're not supposed to be talking about that right now.
Yeah, we're not talking about corona pandemic anymore.
I know, but I mean, since the pandemic, I haven't been able to get in front of people physically.
Right.
And, being able to get on a call with Zoom. I mean, I've done more Zoom selling in the last 3 months than I have probably ever. But it works. I mean, it's one thing that, I would never hire a CPA. Or certain other industries if you didn't meet the person. So I mean, that's one thing is I want to see that person's face and they want to see my face, and some of the other things. It's a personal
business that you're in. I mean, I own the business, but I have to trust the person that's managing my finances or helping me manage my finances that sustain my business.
Well, I mean, that's the way, I've seen both of you guys close too. And I think you both take that same approach is, let's advise first and, and then the close comes naturally, I think.
Now I have a sales question now, right? So I've often asked myself, should I go in and bash the previous IT guy, or should I go in and downplay what they've done? We've never done that, but that thought has crossed my mind of, man, I really could win this if I bash this company that did this. Do you guys see that, or do you guys have that thought?
Go ahead, Wade.
Well, I mean, it's very tempting to do it.
Mm.
I'll be quite honest, but you know, I think it kind of cheapens the whole process. I still believe that. I mean, you know, a lot of times I'll come behind somebody who's like, well, I would have done that a little different, but I'm not going to bash anybody.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Unless I have a personal relationship. So if I was coming to one of you guys with something, I had service somewhere else, and as well as we had a relationship and you were just, we're pretty frank with each other anyways, right? So if you had a relationship like that, where, I mean, you're very good friends, you'd say, hey, look, I got to tell you right now, this is ridiculous, right? But I'm not going to sit there and bash them.
Right.
I mean, I might go that far, but if I don't have a close relationship, absolutely not, because that immediately turns me off if somebody does that. Because what they're calling me is basically
a poor decision maker. Yeah.
Yeah. They're calling me an idiot because it's something I didn't know and I trusted somebody else to it.
Right.
So, but you know, look, it's tempting because there's a lot of it out there. Because naturally, honestly, a lot of people are lazy. And even if they are experienced professionals, they're lazy and the interaction's not there. So, you know, I see people that have the same amount of time or more time than me that I've looked over accounts I'm taking from them and it's junk.
Right.
But it doesn't serve anybody to bash it. Just do better.
Right.
And frankly, they may have just made a mistake. If I would say there's never been something that didn't come out that wasn't top notch or to my standard out of my company, you're a liar. And it's happened in my place.
Right.
Not on purpose. Maybe we made an error. So, you know, be careful because somebody might be out there bashing you too, you know.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. That was just, I've always wondered, what if I bash this person, you know, but I've never done it. You know, I've always gone in and like you guys, I consult, I look and see what's needed. I provide a solution fit for it and we move on if that's what the customer wants to do.
Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys know Jim McBrayer, local Henry County guy. Amazing. I mean, he's a speaker. He's got some great power of persuasion, Jim McBrayer. But I remember was at a thing with him and he said, I don't want to lead a horse to water. I want them to ask me for a drink. You know, and that's a really good way to think about it. He's like, you know, I want to go through and show why, and then you're asking me for the drink of water, right? I'm not leading you to water. And I think if you do a good job when you have a crappy product that you're comparing against, you know, somebody did a bad job on it, and the easiest route is just to bash it. It's no different than selling on just price. If you're going to just sell on just price, you're going to lose on just price. You're going to be nothing but a transaction to that person. You know, it's just a bad way of going about business. So, you know, Jim says, you know, you want them to ask for the drink of water. So if you leave them there, they'll see what they have as junk, and you'll educate them and they'll appreciate you for it, you know? Right. So you just that's a real opportunity. It's a real opportunity. It's just like, I think it's a real opportunity when somebody calls your company because they didn't get what they expected or they're upset about something. Man, that is a huge opportunity to have a win. You can really serve somebody and make a difference.
It is. So we've experienced that too. You know, we've gotten a couple customers that call and say, "Hey guys, look, you know, this and this kind of happened. This isn't normal. We haven't seen that from your team before. What's going on?" And I appreciate those opportunities. It gives me an opportunity to grow and fine tune what we're offering as a service offering as well. So, I mean, I don't like seeing those and I don't like having those phone calls for sure, but it gives me an opportunity to grow. It's kind of like falling down and scraping your knee. You get up, you put a Band-Aid on, you keep going.
Yeah. Hey, so I got a real quick question for both of you. Here's something I like to talk about in my office when we talk about servicing clients. Good sales is good service. That's the way we're big on separating things, but good sales is good service.
Right.
Period.
Right.
So think about it. Who's your favorite actor, actress? Somebody give me one.
You want us to tell us? Oh, okay.
Yeah, please.
I mean, I got a few. Let's go with Will Smith.
Let's go with Will Smith. Dude, amazing, right? All right. So think about like a really good scene that Will Smith's in. Like, I mean, like where it's like impactful as an actor. All right.
So Bad Boys 1, when he comes out with that purple jacket on, he throws it on.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Don't hate the Taylor. Don't hate the player. Don't hate the player. And Martin says, hate the Taylor.
Yeah, dude. Okay, great great actor, and he's pulled off some actually very serious, not just action or funny, like he's known more for being funny, right, and stuff, but like some very serious scenes kind of rip at your heartstrings. All right.
Yep.
You never watched that and went, man, he's a phony because he was acting.
Right.
He poured his heart into that scene, but he's acting. It's not real. Okay. So my point is, when you go see his movie in the theater, which not right now, or it comes on TV and you watch it, right, you have an expectation of him because he has decades of being in the industry. You have an expectation of what you're going to get from him. It's going to be good, right? So here's the thought. When somebody calls your company, should they not have the same expectation?
Ooh.
Doesn't mean you're a phony. You are playing a part in their lives, and you need to deliver to that part. I don't care if you had a bad day. I don't care if you didn't get your morning cappuccino or Starbucks messed up your order. Nobody cares. They come into your company, they call your company, they have an expectation, and you need to be that Will Smith, right? You need to be that person that is on the spot, on point, because they pay for a service and they expect a certain caliber of what they're going to get when they reach out to you. And if you can always think like that, doesn't make you fake. It makes you delivering to expectations. Unfortunately, they just don't hand us Oscars after we do it. Right. So
well, they're doing the format. It's a different format. It's green.
Yeah. What they do instead is they pay next month's bill. Right. So I always like to talk to my crew like that, because you need to give a performance. People have an expectation of us.
That's true.
So,
all right. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. I appreciate your time as always. Thank you for jumping in and sharing your thought process on sales and marketing and closing. I mean, closing. If you're not closing, you ain't selling.
They say coffee is for closers.
There you go. So what's cappuccino for then? Fancy closers.
Fancy closers.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. You made it to the end of this series of Back to Business. If you are anywhere near the point of like asking questions, needing help, needing some advice on technology, needing some help and advice on insurance or accounting, these guys are the pros. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, contact us, let us know any topics you want us to talk about and cover.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. Thanks.
Yeah.